Hi, I'm makeup artist Debbie Jean, creator of Real Woman Makeup website. Enjoy my makeup demonstration. The next stage of the application after foundation, concealer and powder is filling in the eyebrows with shadow. And the reason why makeup artists opt to use an eyeshadow when there is hair and not a pencil is a pencil seems to be quite waxy and moist and it looks quite fake on the skin. Whereas if you choose a high quality eyeshadow similar to your hair color, it blends beautifully and it looks more true to hair than what a pencil does. And for Dana's eyebrows today, I'm opting for a deep shade of brown. The shade actually looks quite intense when it's in the container, but I won't be using that much shadow. And when it comes to using your applicators, I'm going to be using a mascara wand to brush your eyebrows into shape. And then you have a choice of two brushes. Both the brushes are relatively firm hair. I prefer to use an angled brush, but if you would like it to use a domed brush, you could opt for that. Before you work with your eyeshadow, make sure that you've brushed your eyebrows up and into place, making sure that none of the hairs are overlapping. Now you'll notice with Dana's eyebrow, her eyebrow starts with more hair from the beginning of the eyebrow up until the highest point. And then from the middle of the brow until the end, her hair is quite sparse. And that is how we're going to use eyeshadow to even out the hair growth. I'm using an angled brush and I'm dipping it into the shadow. I always touch off the excess shadow on my hand just to make sure that I'm not applying too much shadow to the brow. We don't want it to look painted. In fact, nobody should even notice that you filled in your eyebrows. You'll notice that the action that I use is light sweeping strokes in the direction of the hair growth. If you need to go back and get more shadow, you can do that rather than pressing harder. Just at the beginning of her brow, it just needs a little bit of filling in here where there's a sparse hair growth. You'll notice that the hair growth on the eyebrow closer to me looks more even in color now and more groomed and polished and finished off. On this side, you can notice all the little gaps between the hair. The next stage of the application is eyeshadow. And eyeshadow is designed to define your eyes, to bring out your eye color, as well as create illusion on the eyes by the use of light and dark shades next to one another. But today what I'm going to do on Dana is a very natural day look, and I'm opting to use the two shades on this side of the palette, a shimmery highlighter for underneath her eyebrow, and a shading color for through the crease of the eyes. The very dark shade on the far side here is the color that I used on her eyebrows, which I will also use as eyeliner. I will also be using a loose shimmer on Dana's eyelid. You need to be quite careful with the loose shimmer because it tends to dust all over the place, but you'll notice when I apply it how careful I am when I'm using it. I'm starting off by applying highlighter directly underneath Dana's eyebrow, and this is something everybody will do, because by applying highlighter directly underneath the eyebrow bone, it's light in shade and it creates the illusion of lift and pulling forward that area and emphasizing that area. And the eyebrow bone is definitely an area that we want to emphasize. The shape of the brush that I'm using is dome shaped, and you can see that I'm using it flat on the skin. I'm now taking my medium shade, which is matte, and I'm traveling through the crease of the eyes and tucking down and around and into the corner of the eyes to finish off the eyeshadow. I'm using a nice rounded brush that applies the shadow in an even application through the crease. I'm not touching the eyelid, as you will notice. I'm just traveling through the crease of the eyes and tucking down and round and into the corner. I'm making sure that I'm not swishing and sweeping the shadow all over the face. Once most of the shadow is off my brush, I then use it just to blend the edges, so I get a nice smoky finish on the edge of the shadow. And this creates a lovely fresh day look. So at this stage we have highlighter, a very light shade of cream underneath the eyebrows. We have a medium neutral shade of brown through the crease of the eyes for our day look. And then I'm going to be applying a loose shimmer onto the eyelid area. I dust the shimmer off a little bit on my hand first so it doesn't land all over Dana's face. I stretch the eye area. And once I've applied that eyeshadow, I dust off the excess that's on my brush just so I can break the edges of what I've done and apply it just gently what's left on the brush, there's almost nothing left on the brush, just over the rest of the eyeshadow to give it a little bit of shimmer and lift the shadow a little. The same brown that I used through Dana's eyebrows, I'm now going to be using around her eyes as eyeliner instead of a pencil, because eyeshadow that is high quality applied with a professional brush will provide a lasting finish. Because it's not wet and waxy like a pencil, it will really adhere to the skin because we've applied concealer and powder to the eye area and create a lasting finish. I dip my brush into the shadow. I take the brush really close to the lashes and just work it in between the lashes, making the base of the eyelashes look a lot thicker as well. It's almost like a press and a lift, press and a lift, dipping back into the shadow whenever you find you're running out of eyeshadow. Notice that the eyeshadow I'm using is very matte. You don't want to be walking around with sparkly eyebrows, and it really does help with the intensity of the eyeliner as well. And open your eyes. That's eyeliner along the top, and then look up for me. I'm going to work gently underneath the eyes around about halfway just to create further framing. The eyeliner helps to frame the eyes and create more definition to the entire look. And you can see the definition that the eyeliner is actually offering the eye closer to me as opposed to the eye further from me. Okay, I'm going to be applying a white pencil now inside the eye for a day look. It knocks out all the pinkiness on the inside rim and makes the eyes look bigger and fresher. I'm now going to curl Dana's eyelashes with an eyelash curler and then apply mascara to set the eyelashes in that curled position.